Yo, what is going on guys, Flashbacks here and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7, and this will be my trailer breakdown for The Flash Season 7 Episode 15 titled Enemy at the Gates, which is officially the episode where this Godspeed storyline finally begins. Finally. So yeah, we are 3 episodes into graphic novel number 4 at the moment, all of which have been filler. The Cisco episode was great, and it was fitting that that episode itself should have been the episode which kickstarted the new graphic novel, but episode 13 was bad. And as I told you guys before, I did not watch episode 14 because I have been so unhappy with the season so far and what Eric Wallace has been trying to do with these character-centered filler episodes whilst sidelining the main character of the show. And also, it was an Allegra-centered episode, which I just don't care about at all. It wasn't something I was interested in. When finding out that Barry was only going to be in that episode for a very, very short amount of time, like one scene or something, I did not care about that at all. I didn't even want to watch it, which is why I didn't review it, by the way. But for me, The Flash was on a 1-week break pretty much, and I just skipped this episode, and I'm not going to watch it. But this episode is going to be when The Flash picks up for me, because episode 15 is something which I'm really looking forward to. You guys know I have not been excited for any episode of this show after episode 5, but with confidence I can say that after more than 11 weeks of not being excited for an episode of The Flash, I am so freaking excited for this episode. I think this Godspeed storyline will be great. I smell that redemption. I think that these last 4 episodes will end really strong, despite the season being pretty weak. So although 4 episodes can't really raise the bar that much for a show, I think that it will be enough for it to actually end up being a pretty decent season, because the first half has been pretty weak for me. The back half so far has been even worse because the Cecile and the Allegra episode I just don't care about. But with this Godspeed storyline, I think it will deliver one hell of a season, in my opinion. I think these last 4 episodes are going to be great, and I do smell that redemption coming, as I said earlier. But yeah, Godspeed is our main villain for this graphic novel. He will be making his first appearance in this episode and be our main villain all the way through, which is very exciting. Although it is a short amount of time, since it's only 4 episodes, and it should have been a lot longer if we didn't have those character-centered filler episodes, I'm still going to appreciate what we got. If it's 4 episodes with Godspeed, I'm not going to complain, I'll just take it. And if these 4 episodes deliver and the season actually ends strong, I will be so happy with this Godspeed storyline to a point where my excitement for a new episode of The Flash will just, come back to normal. Because as I said guys earlier, for season 7, after episode 5, I have not been excited for any episode coming this season except for the Godspeed storyline stuff. So if this Godspeed storyline delivers, then yeah, I couldn't be more grateful for what this season could have given us in terms of the Godspeed storyline. I cannot ignore the flaws they gave with the Forces storyline and having 3 filler episodes in a row, but I think the Godspeed storyline will end strong. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Okay, so before I actually do the trailer breakdown itself, I will go over the synopsis for the episode, as it does give us a much better idea in regards to what we should expect going into the episode. When an army of Godspeeds attacks Central City, Barry and Iris must put their family plans on hold and focus on their latest threat to their home. Meanwhile, Chilblain is released from prison and claims to be reformed, but Frost has her doubts. So yeah, firstly breaking down the synopsis. So when an army of Godspeed attacks Central City, Barry and Iris must put their family plans on hold and focus on their latest threat to their home. So yeah, we know that Godspeed is coming, and this will be the original Godspeed, and the fact that the synopsis says an army of Godspeeds, it's clearly evident that the original Godspeed will not be arriving alone. He will be with his clones, and I cannot wait to see how it plays out. We know that Godspeed will be our main villain for this graphic novel, so he will be there from episode 15 all the way to episode 18, which is, as I said before, 4 episodes, and I wish we could have seen him longer because so many people were looking forward to Godspeed the most. But now at least we got rid of all these character filler episodes, and these last 4 episodes will just be 100% story driven and not filler in between, which is a good thing, I guess. But yeah, I do really wish that we had Godspeed for a longer period. Now, obviously, Barry will be massively outnumbered due to Godspeed arriving with his army, so I am expecting him to get beaten up pretty badly. Now, we do also have the Frost stuff for this episode as a side story, which I don't really care about that much, but yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to play the trailer due to copyright issues, and I just don't want to risk disputing the copyright claim or just dealing with this stuff in general. I know a lot of content creators do play the trailers for their videos, but they do also get copyrighted for those who don't know. But I just don't want to end up dealing with all of that. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer, I will link it in the description down below so you guys can watch the trailer before I actually go into the breakdown. But yeah, the trailer kicks off with Chester telling Barry that there is a problem. And yeah, it is a very, very huge problem because it is just not an ordinary meta or something along those lines. Godspeed is back, and through the synopsis we know that Godspeed is not alone, he's with his Godspeed army of clones. So yeah, the Godspeed invasion in Central City begins. Now the question is, what brings Godspeed to Central City and where is he coming from? It seems like the original Godspeed is arriving with his clones to go after the Flash because he wants Barry's speed by the looks of it, because when we refer back to episode 18 of season 6, we did hear the Godspeed clone say, "The one who sent me wants infinite velocity," and we just had recurring themes of speed whenever the clone version of Godspeed spoke. So we did also have him say, "You don't deserve the speed you were given, we do." So yeah, the one sending the Godspeed clones was obviously the original Godspeed, and it seems like he will pretty much be a B-Tech version of Zoom by the looks of it, just being lusty for some speed. I am interested to see what they do different with him compared to Zoom, so that he is not exactly like a copy-paste version of the character, but they have different motivations despite them both being lusty for some speed. And I'm guessing this Godspeed who we are seeing on the promo is the real August Hart Godspeed and not the clone. I could be wrong about that. Some of them could be the real Godspeed and some of the shots could be the clone. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm guessing this Godspeed will still be a speedster from the future, just as they have established in the earlier seasons of the show, saying that by the looks of it over here, it seems like he will just be appearing out of the blue in just a random episode, shall we say, without no setup beforehand. Because if he was to be set up as a main villain, then he would have appeared in episode 14 or something as a villain teaser. But it seems like he'll just be appearing out of the blue and maintain as a main villain like that. So I'm just guessing he's going to be a time traveler. So I think he's still a time traveler from the future. He just goes to the past to go after Barry, and he doesn't have a different origin or something like that. Obviously some of his origin will be different because the August Hart who will be playing Godspeed for this season is a totally different actor to the one we have seen on season 5. So obviously some things will be different, but I'm not expecting it to be very similar. I think they'll just use Crisis as an excuse to just change everything up. Now we do see Chester and Barry inside Star Labs, and yeah, from the lights flickering we do know that something chaotic is going to happen. Obviously Godspeed knows that Barry operates inside Star Labs and he knows Barry is the Flash, so I am interested to see if they will tie that in some way. We do also have Barry and Cecile being attacked inside his lab, and we do have other shots in the trailer where Barry runs Cecile out. So yeah, Godspeed is really going at it just to go after Barry. As I said before, he does obviously know that Barry is the Flash, so I am interested to see if he will go after Barry's loved ones as well. That would be pretty cool to see. But yeah, we do see Godspeed inside this facility area, and we have Barry confronting Godspeed, and from here it looks like Barry will think that Godspeed is alone, although we know that the Godspeed clones will be with Godspeed. Won't be just Barry and Godspeed facing off each other. It won't be a one-on-one. It'll be 6 different Godspeeds with the real Godspeed facing off Barry. But yeah, I am expecting Barry to get destroyed during this episode since it is multiple different Godspeed versus one speedster. And as I said earlier on, Barry will be massively outnumbered and I'm not expecting him to beat them all. As we know, Barry can barely handle one villain on his own, so there's no way he's going to be able to handle multiple different Godspeeds at once. Now we do also have some scenes with some other characters, like we have a couple of shots of Chilblain and Frost, and this could either be related to their own storyline or they could be helping Barry out to fight against Godspeed, since obviously, as I said before, Barry will be outnumbered, so he's going to need all the help which he could get. But also we do have this shot of Chester in the time vault, and I'm guessing this is just some sort of a security room so that he could just hide from Godspeed, because he's the most vulnerable one out of everyone in Team Flash. We do know that Ultraviolet will also be in this episode, and I'm just guessing she'll just be doing her own thing with Allegra. But one thing I absolutely love about this Godspeed storyline is that it seems that Barry is no longer going to be a side character and just cameo on his own show, but he will actually have a main focus. So it seems like the show is going to go back to the proper structure, with Barry being focused around the most, which is something I really like, because the show after all is called The Flash. It's not Team Flash. And yeah, I'm just glad to see Barry finally as the main character again. And yeah, as we can see from this trailer, the Godspeed invasion is not going to end too well for Barry, saying that we do have a couple of shots of him being tossed around onto the floor. And yeah, I'm just very excited for this episode. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below how excited you guys are for episode 15. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.